Thursday, and you know what that means. Welcome to Promo Series 9, Shoot to Kill. And for the first time ever, it's a TSK TakeOver Max Wrestling event. Wow, it's a whole mouthful. We are still without the captain, but it is Promo Series, and there's a whole lot of action to come your way tonight. Speaking of tonight, we predict this Saturday's Survivor Series War Games. Got to emphasize that. We react to last Saturday's Full Gear, even though, you could watch the Full Gear review prior to this, because, double dipping Thursdays. That's my bad, not yours, but do enjoy them. Plus, we got 4 matches. 3 of them are title matches, so strap yourself in for some promo and trivia like only Max Wrestling can bring you. So, make Max Wrestling your new home for all things wrestling, and all you have to do is smash that like button and hit the subscribe. For those who prefer the old-fashioned podcast, follow us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, SoundCloud, whatever it is you get your podcast. And, of course, for all things Max Wrestling, head on over to the beautifully done website, maxwrestlingnet.weebly.com. Right after this, head straight over to TikTok's Cypher the Prophet. That's his page. It's our brand new post-show, After Max, hosted by our current Max Wrestling television champion. Will he still be television champion after today? Who knows? We'll figure that out. But send him your love. You never know who's going to show up. You never know what news is going to drop. And of course, let's get into the fun.
All it takes is one bad day to reduce the sanest man alive to lunacy.
And why do we fall? So we can learn to pick ourselves up.
Why do we fall? So that we can learn to pick ourselves up.
You don't owe these people anymore. You've given them everything.
Not everything. Not yet. Get up! Stand up!
Obviously, I've not been around for a few weeks, and I cannot thank Moses and the TSK and Mike enough for holding down the fort. And everybody else that's checked in on me, sorry I haven't always replied, but just know that I appreciate you checking in. So where have I been? Well, I have not been away on business. I've not been injured. I've not been filming a movie. I've been going through the worst month of my life. You see, I just keep losing things, especially this year. This year has not been my year. Lost the TV title, lost my club, now I've lost my wife. And obviously it kind of killed my passion for this for a little while, killed my passion for anything. But you see, I have 2 things left. My daughter and wrestling. Specifically, Max Wrestling. And if nothing has helped, but if anything has made the days just a little less dark, it's people. Not people giving me advice. I don't want anybody's advice. I just want people to take my mind off of life. And wrestling does that, but unfortunately I haven't even had a passion for that for the past few weeks. But you know what? I have seen the wheels turning without me, and I'm proud of you boys. And so I think it's time that I got my head back in the game. So unfortunately, my match with Travis will not be happening tonight. because I can't give him or you the performance that any of you deserve. So it's not cancelled, but it is postponed. So Trav, allow me to officially challenge you to a match at Promo Rumble 10. Because I am beginning 2025 the complete opposite of the way I started 2024. By correcting the mistake that started this downward spiral by beating you. And as far as the show goes, I think you've been without me for long enough. And I love the job that Mo's done. Could not be prouder of my co-host El Jefe. But your Cap will be back in the driving seat next week. And I guess the only thing left to say before you guys see me again is fuck 2024. You have been a cunt. As wise people once said, the hardest part of ending is starting again. So I'll see you next week. And 2025, you better not be a cunt.
Right. After that bombshell, I'm sure y'all will join us to welcome the captain back next week on his birthday, nonetheless. But now it's time for the fun stuff, because some people think 420 is the time that Rob Van Dam was born, and as such,
Was it?
I guess not. But as such, this is shit Mark saying.
They hate Japanese wrestlers. They know less than we forget. They don't know who's the wrestler. They're having a wank to Jim Cornette. Not a single GCSE between them. This is shit Mark says.
So shit Mark say this week, I'm going right to Effie, because this turned into an entire thing. Mainly just Kyle. It's goddamn Kyle's fault. Blame Kyle for everything.
That's always Kyle. Fucking Kyle.
Fucking Kyle. But bringing it to my attention, normally I ignore Effie and whatever he says, because he seems to be one of those guys that goes on the internet, kind of says whatever he wants about the wrestling community, and he gets away with it. I think people just don't give a shit. And so it just kind of, goes down there. As they say in Ted Lasso, it's just pooping. Okay, it just flows down the river. So,
you remember when Effie went on that tirade about CM Punk, this, that, and the other? Just one example of Effie being Effie. Like, half of the wrestling community seemed to be about it. The other half was just like, who the fuck are you? You're a nobody, and this, that, and the other,
The wrestling community went up in arms. So he's getting into some...
Effie is the CM Punk of GCW.
Just a full-on troublemaker.
To shut the fuck up.
Just a full-on troublemaker.
Like, dude, just stop.
Goodness gracious. All right, so to get him into it this week, he pretty much went on a rant. Well, I think he had Ricky Starks on the show. But the big thing that got me was, or I should say got Tony Khan, because this is what this entire thing was about, is he went after Tony Khan's daddy. And now I do the air quotes because pretty much all he had said is he has, let's see, what did he tell him right here? He says, it's something about his dad having enough money to keep him away. That he's just pretty much giving him money to go play, stay away from the Jaguars or some bullshit like that. And it made no sense. He's upset about a booking date of GCW that was going to take place in the Hammerstein Ballroom. Very popular, small arena. But apparently tickets weren't selling. And if tickets aren't selling, that venue is going to look for other people. And in swipes, AEW. And apparently they've already surpassed what they were GCW had already gotten in tickets. So it's a business move. But he took it super personally. Excuse me. And then they decided to go after Tony Khan and give him a nice little attacking because I guess he's not a Jaguar nor a Fulham supporter. So, you guys have any thoughts on Effie? Outside of
anytime somebody and this is anybody, if somebody brought your dad into it, who literally has nothing to do with, we've only seen him on AEW TV once,
if that.
I think he was in the background ish.
Yeah, but we all know who he is. So.
And then there was a cardboard cutout.
And he has that badass mustache.
We think is sick. That mustache just smells like money, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, guarantee. He probably used $10 million beard oil.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Indigenous.
He rubs it in dollar bills.
I would do the whole. Which, hey, if I had that kind of money, I'd do it too. But and honestly, of course, Tony's going to retaliate and is going to defend his father.
As you should. Would. It's your daddy. As Gambit said in the Deadpool movie, I came from my daddy balls. Okay. He shot me out.
And honestly, if anything he did, he fucked over GCW on this.
He made them look horrible.
He did.
Brett Lauderdale also already looked bad over the whole Nick Gage incident.
Yeah. I mean, Brett lost one of his biggest draw in Nick Gage.
Mm-hmm.
He still has Cardona, which is fine. Cardona can still draw, but you had Ricky Starks, who people want to see. That would have drawn a lot
of money.
And now you don't have him. Because one of the guys that represents your company opened his fucking mouth when he should have just not said nothing. And Brett doubling down, that Effie's an independent contractor, this, that, and the other. I mean, it's not a good look.
No,
but
no.
At the same time, for me, this is Effie just being Effie.
Yeah, hand in hand it goes.
Robbie, you mentioned he has Cardona. For how long, though?
I'm going to be honest with you. I'm surprised Cardona's not signed anywhere.
Yeah, seriously.
Well, there is a pay-per-view coming up in about 2 months.
I mean, it'd be great to see him back, but he's been killing. He probably loves life right now.
Hey, his wife is doing big things. His wife is about to be a champion.
As she should be. All the championships.
It's King of Deathmatch for crying out loud.
I mean, Chelsea Green, King of the Deathmatch. That's he's winning.
Have her beat Cody.
He's actually winning. Zach Cardona is definitely winning at life. But the matter at hand, Effie, I mean, probably shut the fuck up.
Hey,
a little bit.
Yeah. Could have said it better myself. So, we got anybody more to add to this lovely list of the shit marks say?
That's a pretty big one there.
It is. I'm going to add JD from New York. JD from New York was a big AEW supporter at one time. I actually liked this guy at one point, but lately it just seems to. He seems to have absorbed the vitriol from the internet wrestling community and kind of turned into this guy that just complains about anything and everything. The day before Full Gear pay-per-view, he went on this tirade on Twitter. It's not X. Fuck you, Elon. Mm-hmm. I do that on the show too. I'll do it anywhere I go. But and as you can see, he really went
Jesus
on about
Christ.
it. But TLDR, he basically was encouraging people not to buy the pay-per-view. That he compared current AEW to WWE 2019, which personally AEW right now is rough. It is nowhere near 2019 WWE.
Oh God, no. Nowhere near
but
that bad.
He's encouraging people not to buy the pay-per-view, but then goes around and does a live reaction of the pay-per-view as it's happening on X. Like, bro, what are you doing? Like, you can't even commit to your to your own uprising. Like, you encourage people not to buy it, but you went and did it yourself. Come on, bro.
Unless he bootlegged it and gave it all away to himself, but he probably bought it. But that's the old. What's the old fashioned saying? The pot calling the kettle black. The condescending nonsensory that is JD from New York. Because you're 100%. The guy was a massive, massive AEW supporter, massive, and he was all on the train about it. And now he's calling the show boring, saying it's almost unwatchable. There's nothing to it, which to me makes no sense. It just means that, yeah, you're absorbed in the internet community. Nothing is to your standard, unfortunately. Sorry.
And honestly, if it gets to that point, just don't watch it.
Take a break.
The hate watching that some of these people do, like Corny and all these other guys, like, it's unnecessary.
Seriously.
Why put yourself through that? If you don't like it, don't watch it.
The views, baby. Gotta have the views. DC, you got anybody this week?
No, surprisingly.
No? I love it. Okay, so just two easy ones. Keep your fucking goddamn foot out of your mouth. They are marks, and that's the shit they say. So let's hop into some Survivor Series. It's a 5-match Survivor Series, 2 war games, but still 5 matches. We call it a Triple H special.
Pay-per-view predictions.
So let's get into said Triple H special. And because we got 2 War Games matches, that we're going to have to start with a War Games match. And if they're fucking smart, you start with the men's. And then you have like the women's either in the middle or maybe even the main event. Because the women are always going to smack. It's just what it is. Don't ask questions. They're just better. I don't know why, but they just are. So let's start with the men's War Games match. It's old bloodline, new bloodline. It's old bloodline plus CM Punk and new bloodline plus Bronson Reed. So the momentum is kind of all over the place. Everybody's getting it added in last minute. Paul Heyman is back wearing the same kind of suit Solo had, which kind of throws one of them wrenches in there. Maybe a little bit of internet wrestling conspiracies here. And then you have the powerhouse, and yeah, I'm going to call him a powerhouse, and Bronson Reed adding into that side of the new bloodline. And you get in what on paper, as we say in the sports world, is a primetime player in CM Punk, but in reality is a guy that gets hurt every 4 months. And I don't really see the point of him being in this match. There could have been. Where's the other one of the 100 fucking Fatus that are on their way in? Like,
you need star power.
Lance is there. I think he's hurt though.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, big Lance.
Hikuleo's doing
nothing.
Hey,
still hasn't baby.
Imagine if Hikuleo would have shown up and sided with the old bloodline, and he's all looking at the fucking, the God, like, what the fuck? That would have been a nice little thing, but no, we didn't get that. Instead, we got Pepsi Phil.
Well,
fresh off an injury, mind you.
I gotta think that a lot of it has to do with they need star power. Oh. People. Again, I'm
not buying that one. I'm sorry, dude.
I guess you could even tie shit marks and say into this. People were saying, "Oh, it's gonna be Brock. It's gonna be Brock." No, it was never gonna be Brock.
That don't make any
sense.
sense.
Is how many times, Mo, have I said it? Brock ain't coming back.
You've said it a bunch, and I'm not disagreeing with you. I think the opportunity, a proper opportunity shows up for Brock, he would come back. But a fucking a War Games match is not it.
Random.
It's as random as you can get.
Now, is that to say he couldn't come back at the end of the match?
Sure.
Personally, I think really they needed star power. But more so, and I know we've seen it on the Indies. We've seen Jacob Fatu versus Bronson Reed. Yep. I want to see that again.
Yes, sir. Sign me up for that.
I want more of it, or I want them in a tag team.
Okay.
The pictures they've been taking together online have slapped.
I
want it.
I like this. Rob, I got to ask you, is this about star power?
No, you got Roman Reigns. Are you kidding me?
Well, I mean, for the fifth person, the fifth guy, you need somebody.
I mean,
you needed fucking.
You could have tied somebody into the story somehow. I mean, Seth would have been good. I'm sure CM Punk, you can fit it into the story somehow. But, I mean, Seth probably would have made the most sense storyline-wise.
He ain't doing shit.
Thing that I can see is, it's been alleged that, Heyman's going to turn. What if he sides with Punk? You do like Punk versus Roman.
I mean, they did tease that. That's always a possibility.
Because, you could have Punk come out or just say to Roman, just say, when he got attacked, where were you? What did you do to save him? What did you do to avenge him? You didn't come back for months.
Months, motherfucker.
But again, the same thing can be said about Punk. What did he do?
What did he do?
Nothing.
Fuck all.
Attaboy, I love that. That's what I'm talking about. Fuck all. All right. I think we've gotten it all off our chest, so we must pick now. Old bloodline, new bloodline. Because the way go ahead, please.
Oh man! As much as
I need to hear you guys first because I'm stuck on something else. So go for it, please.
As much as I want to see the old bloodline, or the new bloodline win, I think the dynamic between God, Jacob Fatu and Solo, that last promo they cut on was it SmackDown? That Solo cut. They looked like $1 million fucking bucks. It looked awesome. I think the OG bloodline's going to take this.
Ooh, okay, OG bloodline.
I think honestly, you have to have the OG bloodline win this because if you think about it, what was the last pay-per-view? Was it Crown Jewel?
Crown Jewel, yeah. Well, they actually kind of took it seriously.
So that one, you had Roman and the Usos versus Jacob Fatu, Solo, and was it Tama?
I think it was Tama.
And Roman lost. Roman ate the pin.
He did.
So you're going to have Roman Reigns, your biggest star. Sorry, Cody, it ain't you. It ain't going to be you. It was never going to be you.
Never going to be you.
You have to have the OG bloodline win. And honestly, you got to have Solo take the pin.
Okay. But now you got to tell me why.
Because think about it. Like, if I'm thinking about... And again, I said Cody was never going to be the guy. Solo is never going to be the guy.
I don't think so.
You have Tama Tonga, who would be a better guy than Solo. He just would be. Yeah.
He got it over.
That got over. A freaking noise got over.
It sounds like Billy from fucking Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy. Yeah.
And Jacob Fatu, with his story, with his background, eventually that face turn for him is going to be huge.
Did he beat Jay on Friday? For the advantage?
Yeah.
He did? Yeah, I figured.
And people have been getting his stuff over on TikTok. The whole I love you Solo. They got that.
I love you.
Solo. Is a thing.
Oh, no. Fatuing is awesome, too, by the way.
Fatuing is a thing.
It's fantastic.
It is fantastic.
He is your star. Like, he is going to be the guy. He is going to be the Jey Uso of the new bloodline.
Like, low-key, get this bloodline shit wrapped up so they can just turn them all loose. Please.
Yeah.
Honestly, give Jacob Fatu Money in the Bank.
That'd be great. I think that's excellent. It's a good way to build it.
Just have him hold on to it. You could even do a storyline with Jacob Fatu and Solo, where Solo basically tells him, "Give it to me."
Give it to me.
And that leads to the Jacob Fatu face turn.
Give it to me. No, I fucking love it. Absolutely love it.
You love it, Solo.
I love you. I love it. Solo. Hey, that sounds creepy. All right, something that's not so creepy. Let's get into a triple threat. Maybe it is creepy. Triple threat for the Intercontinental Championship. Braun Breaker defending against Sheamus and Ludwig Kaiser. Very interesting to see this one. I don't want to immediately go through fucking Kaiser because he's kind of been on a fucking tear. I don't really know where Sheamus came from. And I still love me some Braun Breaker.
Yeah. Sheamus needs that IC title, doesn't he? To be
the only thing he hasn't had.
Grand Slam champion.
Slaying Grammy, huh?
That's probably the only reason why he's there.
No, don't do that.
They're
probably...
That's wasteful.
Very wasteful.
Now, the only thing I can think is that Kaiser seems to be on a thing. You know, they seem to be doing something with him and Gunther. Like, did they put Sheamus in so that they can get the title off of Braun without him looking weak?
It's possible.
I mean, but that reason could also be said for Ludwig, that they only put him in so that they could put the title on Sheamus without Braun looking weak.
I think either way, Braun ain't getting pinned.
No.
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not. I think for him to lose would be a disservice.
I mean, some feathers seriously got ruffled when Jay beat him for the title. Because his run wasn't that long.
No, it was what, like less than a month?
28 days
Yeah,
or
it's
something
less than
like
a month, just by a couple days.
So, they're not about to do it again.
And did either of you see that promo that he did, not this most recent week, but the week before, where he was just making fun of Ludwig Kaiser?
Yeah.
It was absolutely hilarious. Like, he's just making fun of the whole, like, the whole intro, ladies and gentlemen. Like,
gentlemen, give me your... so whatever it
and
is.
he basically just says, and you need to shut up.
Damn.
Just mocking him.
Very much reminded me of Uncle Scott. Like, that, I can see Scott Steiner doing something like that.
Hey.
Are we sure Rick is his daddy?
Them fucking... The Rex Steiner genes are fucking something different, fam. There's something different.
Genetic freaks. Every last one of them.
And Scott's kids are going to be doing it? Talk about a bloodline.
Talk about a bloodline, for real. So I take it we're all in the same boat, that Braun Breaker, there's no way he's already losing this belt?
I don't think so.
No.
You know, if one of those Steiner kids doesn't become a math teacher, what are we even doing?
Like, what are we doing here?
Like, one of them has to be... and it's got to be one of Scott's kids.
But that's the funniest thing. One of Scott's kids right now is actually working on being, I want to say he's a tight end for Minnesota?
Minnesota, I think.
Yeah.
Brock?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the kid looks beastly, so...
my God.
I mean, if he was in a sport that didn't involve as much fucking running, I'm sure he'd be bigger. Because he definitely looks the size already.
Well, there was an interview with Braun Breaker, and they asked him about. They're like, "Do you think he's gonna jump over?" And he said, "Oh yeah." He said he's already talked about it.
Hey, these kids know where it's at, dude. They want to follow in dad's footsteps.
Damn, Steiner Brothers 2020. Check it out,
dude. Don't. My heart can't take it. I miss the old ones so much, and if you give me a new version, oh Lord have mercy. And they're more athletic.
Lord.
Oh.
Man.
Oh, my goodness. All right.
Hopefully they're better at math.
I sure fucking hope so. All these years of college and such.
College degrees, the both of them.
But then again, both of the, both Rick and Scott went to Michigan, so.
That is also true.
Maybe college ain't all what it's cracked up to be. Women's War Games match. What happened? I'm sorry, D, go ahead.
It's also Michigan. So
attaboy. It's also Michigan. It's not the football they're learning. It's the math they got to learn. Goodness gracious. All right. Women's War Game. I guess the good girls versus the bad girls. That's terrible. I'm going to get canceled for that already. Canceled. So, Rhea Ripley, the returning Rhea Ripley, hanging on with the Batman mask. Bianca Belair, Naomi, Io Sky, and Bayley against the Judgment Days, Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez. Nia Jax Tiffany Stratton and Candice LeRae. The wrench is already there. Tiffany and Nia Jax are friends. They work together, but there has been this fucking tension between them for months on end. Ever since the goddamn briefcase has been won, there's always been this tension. I don't think they're randomly going to have a cash in at a War Games match. It would be crazy, and I would pop for it. I just don't think they're going to do it. But it adds that little extra something. It makes you think that maybe, just maybe, she don't give a shit about the match and cares more about the title. So that's one idea. It's one idea. And at the same time, I also have to think that I have to remember that this is still a War Games match. Meaning that it's, 5-on-5, the best team's going to win. Who's, returning Rhea Ripley. Talk about star power. Returning Rhea Ripley with she had a broken nose?
Orbital bone.
Even worse.
Yeah, a lot worse.
So, makes me think that either she came back for the star power to have the other team look stronger, because we like to do that, or, hey, put her in there so there's no way they can lose. And I don't know what street we're on.
The break wasn't as bad as they thought.
It's orbital bone.
Yeah, that's your whole...
That's your orbital.
Yeah, the orbs.
Now,
the orbs.
Mo, you brought up Money in the Bank.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't think there's going to be a cash-in. Maybe there isn't going to be a cash-in, but what if they tease it much like last year when Priest had it? What if they use that to set up the finish?
I like it.
It's possible. It's always possible.
And you got to realize, both champions are on the same team.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't even realize that. Fuck, you're right.
Now, what I still think what this is going to eventually lead to is the eventual Tiffany Stratton face turn. And she's their next big star. Like, she's the next big thing. And I think eventually, maybe she teases a cash-in, and maybe either she takes the pin or Nia takes the pin. Like, Nia's looked like a beast since she came back last year.
Yeah.
Shockingly.
So maybe she takes the pin, and then next week on SmackDown, you have Tiffany just get absolutely, as Mike would say, mollywopped.
Molly.
And then they take her off TV till maybe Royal Rumble, and then she cashes in at Rumble on Nia.
Me says Rumble ain't too far out. I don't hate that idea. I like that idea. But at the same time, I was kind of leaning with that as well, thinking that tension might be too strong and that she could give a shit about this match and care more about the title. But I don't, it's one of those where, is it going to happen? Or again, is it going to be a tease and we're all going to think, and it might cost them the match in the long run, which is more of what I'm leaning towards, which is why I'm going in favor of, Team Rhea. What about you, fellas?
I think I'm with you there as well, because there seems to be a lot of fractures in Team Liv, I guess.
There you go.
So it seems to make more sense that Team Rhea would prevail in this scenario.
And Dom's going to get involved, some way, shape, or form. He's going to get in that cage.
Yeah.
Goddamn mullet of his.
Goddamn McMullen.
He got that over, and the stash.
The damn stash.
Mustaches are fantastic. I don't care what you say, Kyle.
Yeah, Kyle.
He just mad because he can't grow one.
This is the truth.
Probably. This is probably true.
DC, you on the same train?
Yeah. Team Rhea, although that team doesn't get along either.
No, but I feel like they got more cohesiveness, that's a good word, makes me sound smart, than the other team does.
So and they've also got Bayley.
Hey.
Should be an interesting match, I think.
This is true. Speaking of interesting matches, the returning Shinsuke Nakamura. Everybody thought he was going back to Japan, but he doesn't want to leave all the tasty waves. Hang ten, brother. Taking on LA Knight. Yeah. Attaboys. For the U.S. title, may the United States be saved by a Japanese man. I'm sorry. I love LA Knight, but I just had to say, I had to get off my chest. I just had to get off my chest. I think this is perfect. This is perfect. He had a massive ovation on his return. He looks more a badass now than ever. Fuck it. It's not like LA Knight's really going to lose true momentum because of this.
No. He's had it since August, July, end of July,
something like that. That sounds about right.
Had it for a while.
It's time.
It's time, Billy.
And Nakamura doesn't need honestly, I would give Nakamura a huge reign, a huge run.
Yeah, might as well.
And it is so good to see him back.
It is.
It really is.
Like the promo he cut last week was fantastic.
I don't think any of us, I know I haven't been brought it up, and I haven't heard anybody bring it up. But my big reason for being overly excited about Nakamura's return is this ain't the old man's company anymore.
No.
And when Nakamura first came in and he was in NXT, it was as close to getting to the Nakamura of New Japan that we've ever had. And we've gone as far away from it since. You know what I mean? We started playing baseball and somehow ended up playing cricket. It kind of looks the same, but it's nowhere near the fucking same. And now we can slowly getting back to playing regular baseball. You know what I mean? And I like it. I like it a whole hell of a lot. So, again, another
honestly,
one.
If you remember Nakamura's first match, Sami Zayn.
Yes.
Absolute banger, classic, whatever you want to call it. Still one of my favorite NXT matches. Like, I would put it in my top 5 NXT matches of all time.
Easily.
I would put it above Bailey versus Sasha Banks. Whatever happened to her, I don't know.
Nobody knows. So,
honestly, I think you gotta put it on Nakamura. Like, he's been on a tear since he has come back, and honestly, I'm looking forward to it.
It really just diminishes those rumors of him getting released, because those were floating around for a while, and it was just like, damn, I don't want to see him leave, American wrestling.
No.
It's what he's done here. I mean, the little that he's done here has been very impactful.
Oh, yeah.
And it could be so much more if you let him be him.
Exactly.
I mean, it was said that WWE was putting out false stories. Remember, but a couple weeks ago there was that report that they were putting out fake stories. Maybe this was one of them.
I sure hope so.
When you think Nakamura is getting released, boom, like a week or two later he shows up on SmackDown. Nobody saw this coming.
No, sir.
Well, it was reported he was coming back, but we were just like,
that soon?
Don't fucking Indy Hartwell him. That wouldn't be cool.
No. And honestly, you all know I'm not a big Tony Khan fan. If Nakamura gets released, Tony Khan needs to sign him up.
In a motherfucking heartbeat. Have him hang out with fucking Okada. Oh.
I'll pay you!
Do it right now. I won't pay you, but DC might. Speaking of guys that are going to get paid, because again, it's world title matches. That's how you're going to go. So I'm actually going to put him in the main event because I feel tradition. World Championship match should go on last. Gunther defending against Damian Priest. And both former champions. We talked about Damian Priest and his long tenure as being as the first Puerto Rican champion since a guy I don't want to talk about. But Gunther is on another level. And he has been ever since he won the World Heavyweight Championship. And he just seems to be this unbeatable force. The ring general is for real. And again, for me, this feels like a Braun Breaker kind of situation where you don't want him to lose the belt. It's not a matter of if you have a good enough story for it. Is I don't want to lose him. I don't want him to lose it. No, thank you. No, thank you. So,
when did he win it? SummerSlam?
Yes.
Yeah.
Which is only like what, three months away? 2 months ago.
I want to say it was like early August, if not July.
You know, I think regardless of who wins, it's not going to be a clean finish.
No.
And I think
Be a great match.
One of three things is going to happen. Number one, or actually one of four. One, Kaiser comes out, accidentally costs Gunther the match and the title. That's option number one. That would lead to the Kaiser versus Gunther feud, which, okay. Option number two, Kaiser cost Priest the match. That's option number two. Option three, and this is the one nobody freaking wants, Goldberg cost Gunther the match. Or one that I think is the more likely option, Finn Balor comes out and costs Priest the match.
Yep.
Either way,
that's where I was going.
It is not going to be a clean finish, and I think this is further going to develop. They're going to, because they use this, was that Gunther doesn't believe in himself anymore. That he Priest said it ever since he became number one contender, was that you don't have it anymore. Your aura is gone. You know, ever since you lost to Cody, you aren't the same. So you could tell that story, just say, hey, you had to have help. You had to have help to win the title to begin with. And you had to have help to beat Priest again. I think you got to do that. Like, I think you have to have Gunther win with help and have him start to slowly doubt himself. So eventually, maybe you turn Gunther face.
I could see that. I could see Gunther as a face. He's definitely could. Well, not right now, but I could see it coming in some time. You know what I mean? The overly popular big man, if you will. I do really like the idea of Finn Balor getting involved. I felt like that might be something that could actually go down. You know, the animosity, that tension that they've had ever since the division of the Judgment Day hasn't ever really gone away. And of course, I'm always going to try to support my fellow Tottenham supporter. So I like that. I like that involvement. It keeps Gunther clean. Continues something hot with Damian Priest. Rob, how are we feeling?
I'm with you on that. Finn Balor definitely is getting involved. I think Gunther's going to hold this title for a while. It only seems
at least till Mania.
At least until Mania, at the bare minimum. You know, Max will probably hold it until SummerSlam next year. But I don't see anybody stopping Gunther anytime soon.
Nobody can.
Who's next?
Oh, why'd you say it like that? Stop it. It's twice already. Twice you're killing me.
Jesus. As long as he just absolutely destroys Goldberg, that
I don't even want to see
it. It's going to happen.
It doesn't have to happen.
It doesn't have to, but it will. And honestly, y'all know, if this was the old man still booking the show, Goldberg would beat Gunther.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
That's what I'm afraid of. Don't say it.
Gunther would have a Nazi gimmick.
Oh,
if the old man
okay.
was still booking the show.
Fucking hell.
You know I'm right.
I did not see that coming.
Well, speaking of things
you
we didn't see
like
coming,
that gimmick.
He's talked about Nazis, so I guess we're all in the same line like Nazis. We're getting canceled tonight. Oh my god, I can't help myself. That's it. We got to move on. Let's get our evening moving with the first match, and it is for a championship, the Max Wrestling Television Championship. We had 2 months of the Golden Gauntlet set up by the champion himself, and Beer was the last man standing. Now it's the world champ versus the TV champ. Who walks away television champion?
I am Beer.
are. I'm now facing you, Corey. But you want to know what? I've got absolutely nothing to lose. Because this championship is staying where it belongs. It's staying with me. And I can assure you, it's going to be with me for a long time. So you may as well now call me the tribal chief of Max Wrestling. You call me the pioneer. Well, you're right. You're damn right I am. I am the #1 guy in this brand, and this championship says so. But remember, I've got absolutely nothing to lose. And you have got everything to lose. Not only will you see the final destruction of Mike Larkin tonight, and there's also going to be the final destruction of your championship reign for me to become Beer Hunter. Now, for all you Max Wrestling morons out there who don't know what that means Beer 2 belts in French. But Corey, your words last week were very sweet, very satisfying, but nobody cares. I don't want no one's acknowledgement. I am the Max Wrestling champion for a reason. I beat my own best friend in my own house. But the question beckons is, where were you when you had the Dragon Club taking out your own tag team partner? Where were you when he needed you? You weren't it. You did absolutely nothing. And soon we will see the end of the Carolina Reapers, because I'm very sure that Mr. Anderson will agree with me. People may say that I've changed. I know that I'm the Prince of Chaos. I'm the man with the power. But believe me, your misery is going to come to an end when I take your championship from you. You may as well go on your knees, hand me the championship right now, to prevent the ultimate humiliation. We've based in a new attitude. We're now in the enhanced era, but scratch that. Fuck that. We should be called in the era of beer. We're in the era of greatness. Greatness stands in front of you. And you and everybody else will acknowledge me as your tribal chief. But you want to know what pisses me off? You and the Walker have got something that I want. You've got the tag team championships. And I want them. I'll even take you on my own. And I'm very sure that Mo will come with me, even if I have to do this by myself. I'm doing whatever it takes to be the Max Belt Collector. Corey, your title reign is up. You may as well just hand it over. And to everyone at Max Wrestling, I've already won. Oh, yeah!
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and Max Wrestling fans worldwide, excuse me. This is a day of sorrow, pain, and understanding. Today, we are here to embrace and celebrate the life and career of the pioneer Jonathan Beer, the man who almost won the TV title. Moses, calm down. You're crying hysterically. We got to get through this, Moses. Alright, chill. I have nothing but good words to say about Jonathan Beer. He was a good man. He was one of the best competitors Max had to offer. Let me give you a little bit of backstory of Beer. Beer was here, but took a 7-year hiatus, came back to Max, and took it by storm. Not only did he take over by storm, but he was tormented, tortured by his best friend of 20 plus years for almost a year under the Legion of Dragons. That's right. You gotta combine the two to make sense. But ever since then, Beer's been tag champion with Moses, which me and Trav had thrown both of them at Trivia Takeover. And it just seems all hope was lost for poor Beer. But he never stopped fighting. I gave him the nickname Pioneer because I knew what he was capable of. I wanted to bring it out of him. And ladies and gentlemen, as much as it saddens me to say this, but there was no way that Jonathan Beer was going to win this today. He was not going to take my television title. Jonathan Beer bit off more than he can chew. And that's why today we're celebrating him in his honor and his glory with this eulogy today. And I have to say, for somebody like Beer, people like to take shots at him. People like to make fun of him. People like to just always come at him sideways. But that was never the case with me and Beer. I gave him opportunities. I gave him like the moniker of just not only being regular, but extraordinary. And so yet the pioneer Jonathan Beer was born. He took care of business and he won the world title from his best friend of 20 plus years. And he is your current world champion. Well, he may be your current world champion. But I don't think Beer would want the TV title to go to waste. I know if he was here right now, ladies and gentlemen, he would say, Corey, you go off there and you give it your all and you show them you got guts and you got glory. And also to Mike Larkin, kiss me ass. Excuse me, God, I didn't mean to cuss, but that's what Jonathan Beer would say. I'm sorry. But he was never taking this from me. And I know we're supposed to be here sad, scared, feeling sorrow, but it's a time of joy. It's a time of happiness. Because Jonathan, he has a lot more to give. Even though we're burying him right now, who knows? Jonathan Beer might come back from the dead stronger and better than ever. But that's because Jonathan Beer couldn't get past me. What made Jonathan Beer think he was going to be Johnny Two Belts? I don't know. The world may never know because he's not here today. Moses, I told you to stop crying. There's no crying. This is a celebration. I know that was your tag team partner, but you need to stop. You're acting like P. Diddy after Meek Mill. Stop it. Excuse me, folks. And I know we'll see Beer again. He has his world title to defend, but ladies and gentlemen, today is about the TV title. This is the workhorse title. This is the #1 title. This is what it means to be champion. And if somehow I get past Beer, if some way, by some chance, that Beer rises from the dead after I just buried him alive here, you know what, Beer? Sounds like there's gonna be a lot of talks for me for the title. I mean, if I do beat you, I do get a clean title shot, but we shall see. But to the other competitors who fought in the Golden Gauntlet, I gotta congratulate you as well. You didn't make it as far as you could, but you did your best. But somebody had to put Jonathan Beer in his place. And I was privileged and given the honor to speak at the funeral of Jonathan Beer's title reign. So ladies and gentlemen, I take my crown off right now as a show of respect, as a show of gratitude, and also to tell Johnny, you really had no chance in hell of winning my TV title. And with that, folks, the eulogy of Jonathan Beer is over. The eulogy is over. The funeral is over. Moses can stop crying now. Everybody can get up out their seats, stand up, and we're here to remember Jonathan Beer. This TV title stays with me, Johnny, and there's not a damn thing you can do about it. But I'd like to thank everybody for attending today. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Max Wrestling fans around the world, thank you for showing your support and love as we come to commemorate the life and career, the very short career, of one pioneer, Jonathan Beer. This drink's on you, Johnny. Cheers, my friend.
Wow. So that went down. Before we go to break, how about another match? We go from the television title to another match spawned from the Golden Gauntlet after making his Max debut and knocking me out of the Golden Gauntlet. Reid Rodriguez held that spot for just 2 weeks. But as you can tell, there's plenty of unfinished business. So now he's got to go up against me once again. But this time, the luck might be in my favor, as it is luck of the draw rules.
What's up, Max Wrestling? It's Travis the Walker Anderson here. I'm going to be drawing a card for the luck of the draw match between Moses Marquez and Blade Rodriguez. To both gentlemen, may the odds forever be in your favor. Alright, we got 3 through 9. I'm going to stick them in my hat. Mix them up, mix them up, mix them up, mix them up. And we got... Oh, shit, I lost. 7 minutes. There we have it.
We have finally reached this point. Come one, come all. This is the luck of the draw. Yes. No, I will not be rhyming for this whole thing. However, I do have a few messages for my competitor, Mr. Moses Moses Marquez. You see, we've been dancing around this ring, this competition, these competitions, like a boxing match. However, it is starting to get to the point to where it's a cumulative of the longest wrestling match in history, which was 11 hours long between Klein and his competitor. Now, I may not be wearing any Calvin Klein per se, no pun intended. However, I intend to bring the same amount of vigor and excruciating pain on all levels when it comes to you facing disappointment and losing to me yet again. As in Captain America said, I can do this all day. Do not know if I've used that line before, but it does not matter. What does matter is, like the Saiyans, Goku and Vegeta going after each other till their heart's content, day and night. Doesn't matter. You see, unlike the debate between those two as to who has the higher ground, I intend to keep knocking you down and knocking you out of my way, no matter how many times you try to defeat me, stand in my way, and prevent me from prevailing. It shall not work. You shall not win. I implore you to try. I applaud you for trying last time, but it did not work, and nevertheless, the results of this shall be the same fate as your last attempt. You see, during the last attempt, though, I was brand new. Completely brand new. But now that we are embarking in this competition together, going head to head for luck of the draw, there are a lot of people, probably including yourself, that has been around for years. But I will say that I am slightly more seasoned than I was last time. Not as new, not as bland, not as ordinary. And I intend to use everything in my power, everything in my will, everything in my arsenal to make it to where you, sir, stay below me, stay beneath me, where everyone in this competition belongs, is under my heel as I climb mountains to reach the top. Now, do I have the desire and the goal to come out as a victor on top above everyone with no one else standing in my way? Of course, for that is to be expected. However, my focus is on you, Moses. Is to let you know. No, the first time was letting you know. This time, it is a reminder for you to know that you cannot get in my way. You cannot keep me down. You cannot shut me out, push me around, and push me out, lock me out to where you think and believe I do not belong. No. That won't work. And it will not work because it doesn't matter how many matches we are pitted against each other. It is all the same. for me to strive my best to win every bout to where I'm just collecting victories off of your name and your reputation. And if it decreases yours, well then, I guess the underdog has the right to boast and vote. Because if you need to be a stepping stone multiple times to create multiple different stepping stones or chain links in the ladder to climb and rise above, I guess that is just your fate and your destiny, my friend. But nevertheless, always try your best. For the best is what I'm going to bring. All the time. Every time. No matter what, no matter when, no matter where, no matter how. For I am Blaze Rodriguez. And I shall claim victories upon victories in my name. You have a good day. Till next time.
Welcome to Promo Series 9 Shoot to Kill. I am one of your hosts, Moses Marquez, and this, ladies and gentlemen, is my impression of Jason Cundy. As anyone see Blade Rodriguez, the two-hit man maker, the two-pump chump, can you hear me? The walker walked right on past you and gave you one hell of a beating. Blade Rodriguez, where are you hiding in the shadows? Can you hear me? You, sir, got served one hell of a beating. Welcome to Max Wrestling. Now, Blade, all jokes aside, let's be real here. You got to learn firsthand what exactly it's like to compete here in Max Wrestling. You got to learn firsthand what it's like to go up against competitors of the upper echelon. And you know what? When you went up against a guy that you were not prepared for in me, you lost. You lost to Travis the Walker Anderson. You walked right past me, but you lost to a legend in our promo game. You got past me again. The caveat was you already knew what I was going to do. You already knew the time extent that I had to be on. So there was a little bit of a caveat where you could have that advantage. But that's it. Now, we're in a whole different fucking can of worms. We're in a whole different bowl of fish. Is it bowl of fish? Kettle of fish. That's what it is. We're in a whole different kettle of fish, my man. And this time, it's not all a matter of how long can you outlast. Can you outlast me? Can you somehow out-promo me? No. Now, this one right here, luck of the draw rules, is about two things. Knowing your opponent and making sure that your point gets across with time to spare. So you, sir, have this fatal flaw where you have absolutely no idea how to gauge your promos. You go for 7, 8, 10, 12, 15, 16, 17 minutes. You give him the William Shatner, I will go on forever and ever. You talk in your big tones and your this is the spot I deserve because I believe that I believe here and I believe that you believe and don't believe. Believe. Blade, you see, I have, as you could tell, a lot of animosity towards you and what you're bringing to Max Wrestling. Or at least attempting to bring to Max Wrestling, because like I said, where have you been? You've been in the hiding. You've been in the shadows. You're a guy who comes out for game day, but I don't ever see you at practice. That's funny. It's funny how you proclaim to be a true entity here, yet your appearances are so far and few between. I might start calling you Phoenix. He's 3-4 weeks behind in the show, and at this point you might be 5, 6, 7 months behind the show. But that's okay, because I love new blood here. I love new competition here in Max Wrestling. I've always loved it, and that's why I'm not mad that you beat me. I'm mad that you feel that your way is the right way to do promos here in Max Wrestling. When the reality is we still have been slowly perfecting what the promo game truly is. Because you see here in Max Wrestling, we've done it in a handful of different ways. We've done it by judges' scorecards. We've done it by luck of the draw rules. We've done it by longest promo wins. We've gone back from the days of shooting on each other and making each other feel horrible, calling out each other's mamas, your wives, your daughters, your sons. Nobody was exempt from the old school promo rules, and then we had to change it up. And we had to make it about one-on-one capability. Can I go at you one-on-one for a certain number of minutes? Can I take you on, and not the people around you, not to belittle you, not to force my views upon you, but to show you that I am better at this than you. I do not need massive big words, onomatopoeia. I do not need to go down the fucking thesaurus and tell you what I am conjuring up in my brain. You see, the thesaurus is throwing out words already. The fact of the matter is, Blade, as I'm looking at you directly through this camera lens. Yes, I have a microphone in front of me, and yeah, I'm all fucking jazzed out in Spurs gear. Come on, you Spurs, because we have a massive match in the Europa League this week. Just like I consider today a massive match. Today is a massive match for me to go up against Blade Rodriguez to get back the loss that I shouldn't have gotten. You derailed my climb to the Golden Gauntlet. You derailed my aim to get back into the tournaments and win the tournaments again, become one of the better tournament participants here. And I am one of the better tournament participants here because I have won 2 championships via tournaments. 3 if you go all the way back to the promo championship. And to be derailed, to be thrown aside, to have gotten a loss from a guy who doesn't even know who fucking Dusty Rhodes is. It's beside me. It baffles me. Hell, it pisses me off. And that's exactly why we're here, Blade. It's exactly why we're here. So now I'm sure you're going to have your big words to throw at me, and I'm sure you've been anticipating this, and I'm sure you got some help from some North Carolinians. But the fact of the matter is, and I will repeat that because that is my line, the fact of the matter is simply, this is not about revenge anymore. This is not simply about one man beating another man to gain revenge over losing in a fucking gauntlet. No. The end prize has changed because I got to use my executive powers just a few weeks ago. And I simply made the biggest change, the change that was necessary. And that is whoever walks away television champion at the end of Promo Series 9 will have to face the winner of this match and television rules for said television championship on Christmas Clash, which actually is right down the fucking way, my man. We're a few weeks away from Christmas Clash, and I've been clamoring for another opportunity to get back what is mine, to get back the television championship. So consider this a warning. Consider this a message. Thank you for coming out. I appreciate you showing up. Congratulations on your 15 minutes of fame. But it's time for you to step aside, because the next television champion is here. And whether it be against Corey, who him and I have history against, or whether it be against my man, my tag team partner, the brother from another mother, it's about that gold. And whether I gotta cross Corey and beat him like he's never been beaten before, or I have to be professional against my best friend, at the end of the day, it's me that walks away with this W. And me alone. Welcome back to the TSK show, otherwise known as Promo Series 9, Shoot to Kill. This is These Are the Boys. That's DC. That's Rob. I'm El Jefe. Speak my name and I'll appear. Make sure you're liking and subscribing right here on the YouTubes. Follow us everywhere you can. And of course, for all your Max Wrestling information, head on over to maxwrestlingnet.weebly.com. Still to come tonight, we talk a little bit of Full Gear from this past weekend, and we have both the knowledge and the world title still to come tonight. But first, because it's become so popular over the weeks, it's time for another edition of DC's 30-Second Meltdown.
They talk shit, so much shit. Little virgins in the basement, eating Cheetos, wearing Biscaynes. Listen to the shit Marks say.
DC, what's on your mind?
Set my timer. Because otherwise, y'all already know. I'm not gonna. I could go for hours.
I can go. Hey, that's what she likes. That's what they
That's
like.
what she said. You know, I think the biggest issue here, and it came out of Full Gear, the press conference, the media scrum. Where in the bluest of blue hells did they find some of these reporters? Like, some of the questions were stupid. The best thing to even occur was fucking MVP.
MVP.
Give me MVP doing all the media scrums. Make out a deal, have him do the WWE's media scrums.
Hey.
Anybody that has them, any sport, anything, MVP.
MVP. I like that. Again, he called out F4W, calling Uncle Dave a nerd. That was good stuff. It was good stuff. Media scrum is getting weirder and weirder, though, every single time we get one. But then again, I guess that's just news people.
Can't be any worse than that one with that one guy. You know the guy.
Man, I know that guy. Speaking of that guy, we're not going to talk about that guy. We are, however, going to get into some fun trivia. It's time for the Phoenix to run the gauntlet and defend his ill-gotten knowledge championship. And I am the first challenger, followed by the legendary Kenny Killa, and of course, the final mystery opponent. Let's see if I can defeat Phoenix and move my way down the gauntlet.
Let's do this.
All right, so first question should be an easy one. Let's get it right off the bat. The Hardy Boys debuted in the mid 90s, early 90s, late 90s, mid 90s. Let's go with mid 90s. Who was their original manager when they debuted?
Michael Hayes.
P.S. Michael Hayes, PL Sexy, is correct. So let me hit you with another one. Remember, we are doing 7 questions, so this is 2 out of year 7. King Ming, that's right, King Ming, or the man known as Haku, is the father to this brotherly tag team.
The Tongans. I know he's the father of at least one of them.
You know what? I'm going to give it to you. The Tongans, it's Tamatonga, Tongaloa, Tongans. I guess that's good enough. So yeah, we'll give you that one. Let's go on to number 3. Randy Orton, Randall Keith Orton, known to some here in the Max world and even in the TSK, has been in a handful of different factions. How many factions has Randy Orton been in?
I've been trying to name them all. I'm up to about 6. I'm probably missing 1 or 2, but I'll say 6.
Okay, so I've got a different number, but if you can name all 6 of those factions that you thought of, I want to compare it. Because if you got it, I want to give you maybe like an extra bony point or something. Maybe not, but I just want to see who you got compared to what my list is.
Okay, I've got Evolution, Rated RKO, Legacy, The Authority, FTRKO, and then RK Bro.
Okay, so I don't count RK Bro as a tag team, as a faction, because they were just a tag team. So I'm going to discount that one. However, I did not think of FTRK Bro. Didn't even think of that one. So I'm going to let Daz figure that one out. But for right now, we're going to put a pin in this one, because for me, the answer is 4. It was the Wyatt family, it was the Authority, it was Evolution, and it was Legacy. So that, for me, is what we're going to go for. So I'm going to talk to Daz, and we'll figure out if Daz can give you the point on that one.
Alright, so no on RK Bro. Like Moses said, they were a tag team, not a faction. Same with Rated RKO and FTRK Bro. First of all, they weren't known as FTR in WWE, they were the Revival, so I don't think that was an official name. They also weren't really a faction. They may have teamed up once, but I think that was just a combination of both tag teams, not technically a faction. So no on that one, but you did also forget the Wyatt family, so we're going to go with 4 as the official answer, so no point.
I think we're on question 3? Question 3. No, question 4. We're on question 4. All right. Oh, my goodness. Question 4. Let's go some New Japan for you. Making it a little hard for you. Brock Lesnar, under the IWGP banner, only wrestled one other American, not named Kurt Angle, for the IWGP title. Who is that American?
Oh, not New Japan, you bitch. Giant Bernard, I think it was at the time, also known as Matt Bloom, aka Tensai or A-Train. Take your pick.
There is a reason why Phoenix here is one of the best knowledge champions of our time, one of the longest reigns for a reason, because not only did he get it right, but then he went on to name every dang name this man has had in multiple companies. Oh god, the A-Train at the last one killed me. Let's jump into number 5. Oh god, okay. I love that I was called the bitch for New Japan. So let's talk some luchadors. Psychosis, Juventud Guerrera, and Super Crazy were under the name of this faction in the early WWF days.
Mexicools?
The Mexicools is Correctamundo. Fun tag team to watch, kind of them being racist, but that's WWF in the 90s. So let's hop on to the next one and let us see what goes down with this one. Let's go WCW. Speaking of WCW, Steve Mongo McMichael had a feud and a little bit of a tag team run with this former WCW wrestler, but also current member of the NFL Hall of Fame.
Ooh, fuck, what's his name? Kevin Green.
Kevin Green is correct. Still top 5 and leading in sacks in the NFL, and he retired many years ago. Let's get into the final question. Let's see if you can run the gauntlet.
I bet the captain is foaming at the mouth right now. And yeah, Kevin Green, if I remember correctly, I think he sadly passed away in 2020.
Yeah, unfortunately, you are correct on that one. So let's get you with the last question. Let's see if you run at the gauntlet and see if we can't get the mouth foaming madman to calm down a little bit. But here's your last question. The Shoot Wrestling promotion, name the Shoot Wrestling promotion that started the MMA craze and featured fighters/wrestlers such as Minoru Suzuki and Ken Shamrock.
Is it the Universal Wrestling Federation or something like that?
The UWF used to put on shoot-style matches known as UWF style. However, the promotion that I'm speaking of is the one that actually launched the start of UFC, and actually some would say Pride Fighting Championship as well. We're talking about Pancrest. So, lucky for the captain and not so lucky for you. I guess we're going to stop you at 5. So, there's your 7, and whenever you're ready, I'll take your 7.
Okay, question 1 is a championship title sequence, and it's for the Intercontinental Championship. The sequence is Triple H, Kane, and Albert. Who's next?
Okay, so you really threw a wrench when you told me Albert, because I don't even remember when that freaking dude was in there. So my brain's telling me maybe just before or just after the invasion? And because it's invasion, the first guy I think of when it comes to that, Lance Storm. I gotta go. God, was it Lance? It's fucking the invasion time. It's either going to be Edge or Lance Storm. I swear to God, if I say Edge and it's fucking wrong, I'm going to be so mad. Lance Storm.
You are indeed correct. It is Lance Storm. Question 2. Conan, Rey Mysterio, Eddie Guerrero, Billy Kidman, and Tori Wilson made up which faction in WCW?
You say fucking Conan, and I immediately want to yell out, the LWO! But you see, there was this other nice little faction that not a lot of them remember, and it was right after the LWO kind of crumbled, and then the NWO thing was taken over left and right, and it was black and white, and right and black and red, and it was a beautiful faction. I remember vividly as the Filthy Animals.
Correctamundo, it was the Filthy Animals. The number 30 entrant in the Royal Rumble has produced the most winners with 5. But who was the first one to do it, and in what year?
Okay, so I fucking hate Rumble questions. Oh my god, the amount of fucking possible answers is goddamn ridiculous. I've got like 3 guys in mind. John Cena's the top of my fucking list, but I feel like there's somebody before him, because I know he did it and somebody did it before him. Just I can't put my brain on who. And then I know that Brock Lesnar was a 30. I think that was like 2022. And I think the next year, which was the year that started the whole thing with Roman, was Cody. Fucking Christ. I want to stick with John Cena, but I don't want to stick with Petite. No. You know he's your guys' guy. I wonder if I could take a shot in the dark. Give me the Undertaker.
It is the Undertaker, but I'm also looking for the year.
Shit. Okay. I knew I forgot something. John Cena won it in 2009. It's 2008. What year did I graduate? 2000. Oh, 2007. I remember this because it was the same year I graduated high school, and I had a buddy of mine he and I were massive Undertaker fans together, and we went the next day to school in Undertaker shirts.
It was the Undertaker in 2007. I remember going to college the next day, just going online to try and get the results and just wishing Shawn Michaels was going to win it. Okay, 3 for 3 so far. Question 4. Who infamously turned heel at Bound for Glory 2010?
Damn it. I knew I was going to get this backwards because of the New Japan stuff. I don't know shit about TNA. Fucking Christ. But you said 2010. And the only thing I remember about 2010 and that run was during the whole, like, Hogan was there. And I even want to say Bischoff was there. So I really want to be like Hogan turned heel, but then like something tells me like maybe Jeff Hardy turned heel. I'm gonna stick with Hulk Hogan. You know what I'm saying? WCW takeover all over again.
I think he was one of them, but the answer I was looking for was Jeff Hardy. If I remember correctly, it was Jeff, Hogan, and Bischoff revealed themselves to be the group known as Immortal. The next ones are kind of like a two-parter, because I was struggling to come up with some questions. So, question 5. Dusty Rhodes created War Games in what year?
Oh, yes. Now we're talking the things I love dear to my heart, and that is War Games. That's old school NWA, Dusty Rhodes' greatest creation. It happened July the 4th, 1987, at the Great American Bash. I can even tell you who was in it. It was the fucking Road Warriors. It was the Nikita Koloff, Dusty Rhodes, Paul Ellering, and the Four Horsemen. I know everything about the original War Games.
Correct, it was 1987. But who has the most appearances in a War Games match?
Attaboy. Now you're talking my style. Let's throw the fucking wrenchy poo into the whole gimmick. Oh my god. Okay, so here's my issue with that. I want to go immediately to like Dusty Rhodes or even Sting. But if I'm not mistaken, every single one of these matches, at least in the under the banner of NWA and even a little WCW, I'm kind of stuck with saying the Horsemen. But to be specific, I'm going to go and I'm going to give you just one specific name, and I'm going to stick with the man, the myth, the legend, Ric Flair.
Ooh, so close. I was actually looking for Sting. He's been in 13 War Games matches.
Okay, this is another one we're going to need Daz on, because if you count all the times that Ric Flair was in it dating back to the NWA days, I want to say he's got 14 appearances in the War Games matches. So we'll let Daz do the research on that one. So yeah.
Moses is correct on that one. Dating back to the NWA, Ric Flair has a total of 15 War Games appearances.
And finally, question 7. The first Survivor Series in 1987 took place in which city?
Oh my god, okay. Is that the first Survivor Series? Was it the first Survivor Series in 87 or was that like in 86? Was it 87? Yeah, it was 87 because they did that one on like Thanksgiving-ish. Whatever. Oh fuck, where was it from? I don't know. This is 1987 fucking WWF, so they were probably just going to some fucking rando place that they could go. And considering that it's, I guess, Thanksgiving. Cleveland? Was it Cleveland, Ohio? Can I just say Ohio? I feel like it's Ohio. Why am I saying... If I say Ohio too many times, the word is going to lose all of its meaning. Ohio. Yeah, I'm going to go with Ohio.
Yeah, it was 87. The tagline was the biggest event since WrestleMania 3. We might have to ask the captain for another one because it was in Ohio, but it was Richfield Township, Ohio.
I really want to be a cunt and give Moses the point just so Phoenix loses the title. But I suppose technically you did ask for the city, not the state. So it's a 5-5 tie. And as we know, champions do not lose titles on a tie. So Phoenix survives. Everybody's got a price is the catchphrase of which WWE Hall of Famer?
Everybody's got a price is the answer is $1 Million Man.
The $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase.
Question 2. Who was the first WWE Universal Champion?
First WWE Universal Champion was Finn Balor.
Finn Balor.
In 1998, what did Stone Cold Steve Austin pour into Mr. McMahon's Corvette?
Austin poured cement into Vince McMahon's Corvette.
Oh, I love that moment. It was a cement.
Question 4. What was the ring name of Dylan Postal?
Ring name for Dylan Postal is Hornswoggle, I believe.
That was the little bastard, and then eventually became Hornswoggle.
What word was tattooed on Umaga's abdomen?
Oh, it was tattooed on Umaga's abdomen. I'm gonna guess and just say Anawai.
Samoa.
Question 6. Jacqueline made history in 2004 by winning which men's championship?
I think Jacqueline won the Cruiserweight Championship.
The Cruiserweight Championship. She beat Chavo Guerrero for it, I believe.
John Cena first appeared in which SmackDown video game?
I think John Cena made his appearance in the first, I think it was Here Comes the Pain.
I believe his first appearance was SmackDown Here Comes the Pain.
Fuck's sake, he's too good. Phoenix retains 7-6. That damn Umaga question cost Kinney, but that was close. So on to Phoenix versus the final mystery opponent, Travis Anderson. Two of my enemies facing each other. This will be fun. Question 1. Who was the first ever WWE Divas Champion in 2008?
Michelle McCool.
Trish Stratus.
Question 2. Which martial artist household name made her WWE debut in 2018?
Rowdy Ronda Rousey.
I was there live and in living color. Ronda Rousey.
Question 3. Which current AEW personality formed a tag team with Rick Martel in 1995?
Don Callis.
No clue, so I'm just going to go with Chris Jericho.
Question 4. Which ECW legend was Kurt Angle's final WWE opponent before he left for TNA?
I don't recall them having that many ECW legends at that point, but I'm going to say RVD.
I would have to put that on Rhino.
Both wrong. It was Sabu. Question 5. Who did Booker T defeat in the 2006 King of the Ring final?
It's one of two people. Either Finlay or Lashley. If I'm not mistaken, did Finlay cost Lashley that one? I'm going to say Bobby Lashley.
Oh, man. King of the Ring, King Booker. Shit. Way off. Don't have a clue. Just gonna spitball and say Randy Orton.
Question 6. La Resistance consisted of Rene Dupree, Rob Conway, and who was the third member?
Sylvain Grenier.
Not entirely sure. I'll just say William Regal.
Final question. Who is the only wrestler to hold a tag team championship with Hulk Hogan?
That would be the Rated R Superstar Edge. I think they won him in 2002 from Billy and Chuck.
I honestly have no clue whatsoever. Hell, I guess I'll just spitball and just say, fuck. I don't know, Kevin Nash.
Well, I guess congratulations are in order. Phoenix survives the full gauntlet and is still the Knowledge Champion. For now.
Okay, so a whole lot of shit's been going down. The Knowledge title just went down. We still have the World Championship to come ahead, but we did a review. It's dropping a couple days late. Double dipping episode for you guys. But to give you a little preview, or I guess review of the review, let's talk some Full Gear. So, as you can tell, as I already have made every fucking dumb dad joke from here to Tijuana about us covering Full Gear. It's out, it's dropped, go watch it now. But let's to talk about it, to get in the context of it. I think the biggest thing we took away from it was the true star-making performance of Kyle Fletcher was probably the top of the list. 2 is Darby Allin is obviously next in line for Jon Moxley, but it may kind of just go to the wayside considering how Orange Cassidy was just treated. And I'm going to say this perfectly, for the first time in her AEW run, we actually approve of something Mercedes Moné did.
100%.
What timeline are we in?
I don't know. It's a weird one. I feel like I'm older for some reason, yet not as intelligent as I thought I would be at an older age.
No. I definitely.
It only goes downhill, Mo. It's only downhill.
Wow. So much for the wise old men.
Nah.
But again,
that only applies to Paul Heyman.
I guess so. Oh, goodness.
You got too much hair to be Paul Heyman.
Hey, you know what?
Rob or I could pull that off.
You guys are 100 on that one. I got to start balding.
I got the New Yorker thing going for me, so there's that.
That's what it is. The New Yorker, the New York in there. That's good. So again, to kind of round, or not round, but I guess kind of mix in some Dynamite with the Full Gear. We had a big win from Jay White. Then he turns around and he's looks like him and Hangman could be going at it again. There's a nice big feud that may be happening between Jay. Like I think it's Jay White's on a tear. I think they're in the Continental Classic.
Jay White? No. Jay White? No.
Jay White? No, not Jay White.
Not this year.
No, that's right. They're all trying to edge towards Jon Moxley in the World Championship.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, Hangman looked like he was the guy at the end of the show that might be the one that step up next, but Darby did drive his older car into the truck and damn near split it in half. So that's another option right there. I think
almost split himself in half.
Yes,
Crazy
he did.
Fuck.
Crazy bastard. So it's...
You know, I've said it once, I will say it again. I don't think you take the title off Mox anytime soon. Honestly, I think you give him a Roman-style title reign where he just holds on to it forever. You build up somebody like a Kyle Fletcher, you could even do it, where eventually, maybe a year down the line, he finally pulls it off.
Finally.
Yeah, I mean, Moxley can definitely run it till Double or Nothing, or even All Out, All In. All in. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the one after Double or Nothing.
Mm-hmm. I like it. I don't hate it. I do think that a long run is ideal. If I keep plugging the crap out of the show, please go listen to it. As I mentioned in that one, I really truly feel like this is WCW. We have the beginning stages of the 96 run from Hulk Hogan when he joined the NWO and he was world champion and nobody could get the belt off the NWO, and oh my God, the NWO is running roughshod, and it took him 6, 7, 8 months, and then all of a sudden Sting went dark, and after he got out of it, or not got out of his dark phase, but after he came to his senses and remembered that I may be in my dark phases, my crow phase, if you will, but I'm still a major part of WCW, so I need to save the company. And in a way he does, and then that NWO nonsense just hung out for a bit. I don't really care what happens to the Moxley murder crew after the fact. I just truly think that it's going to be one of the AEW pillars that's going to have to dethrone Moxley. And whether that be a Darby Allin, or it ends up being a Hangman Page again, as I mentioned in the thing, because Hangman is the guy that was here in the beginning. He was a part of the elite to come in and quote unquote start the company. He is, if you really need to play it that way, like the Sting character. He's in his own little bubble right now. People don't even know him. His best friends don't even talk to him, and they're gone right now. So again, the dark horse savior that could turn into a good guy at any moment, I feel like that could be the savior, but I'm also digging the idea of like a year-long run. Because in all reality, anybody Moxley faces and beats is believable.
100%. Because like I mentioned in our review, go watch the show.
Oh boy.
All the faces they look. Tony made them look like dorks.
Yes.
You're going to have to build somebody up that is going to be credible enough to topple, the Moxley murder crew. And it's going to take some time to do that. So if we can give Mox a good reign, we'll have the time to build a legitimate challenger, create a couple of cool stories down the line. What do you got to lose?
Cool stories are cool.
Possibilities are endless.
They truly are. They truly are.
Come on, Tony, tell some good stories so JD from New York can shut the fuck up.
He'll just find something else to bitch about.
Probably.
He will.
He's in New York. That's what we do.
Hey,
that's what we
do. Gotta complain about something that's the New Yorker way. I do quickly want to get into the International Championship. So Takeshita's on a tear right now, and that's something we've been talking about. But at the same time, Kyle Fletcher got a major win over Will Ospreay. So the boys in the TSK were talking about it, and the idea had come up of maybe Kyle Fletcher winning the Continental Classic and defeating Okada for the Continental title, allowing Okada to transition to the International title and face Takeshita, which just sounds like my heart exploding with joy. Just sounds like the greatest thing ever. It allows you to build a guy who not only beats Will Ospreay, who's known as one of the bigger non-Japanese wrestlers to go through New Japan, and then if he were to go through a tournament and beat what is known, or what is some people consider the greatest tournament wrestler of our generation, let alone of all time, how much fucking higher can you go being Kyle Fletcher? Like, for real. How much higher? You gonna wrestle God next? Vince McMahon already did that. Don't do it again. But I'm just saying.
Don't do it again.
I'm just saying. How much, what are you, the only way, you're only going up. Echelon is only rising after that point. But at that point, you are such a made star. You're beyond undeniable. And then allowing Okada to go and work with a Takeshita, which just, again, sounds like heaven. Pure heaven.
I think what it would also do, Mo, is you'd have a title pre-Okada, and maybe you put Okada and Mox in. Did they ever work in New Japan? I don't remember. I don't think so. Can't tell me that wouldn't be good.
I'd fucking murder.
It would further that story where who's going to beat Mox.
See, and honestly, that's one of those ones where I think that would be just you. As much as I kept saying, like, the Darby and the Orange Cassidy, the writing's on the wall. My favorite saying right now of who's going to win, the towering 6'4", 200-pluser versus this. But Okada ain't no little motherfucker. Okada's a big dude. And the sheer reality that not only he can mesh with a John Moxley, but the fact that their strong style would clash in such a way that would just give you all the New Japan vibes. I'm all the fuck about it. All the fuck about it.
100%.
Oh my goodness. All right. That was pretty much Full Gear. Go check it out. There's not too much more about it. Now, let's hop into some giving out some of those points. You know how it goes. We got 2 lists. We check them twice. One's nice, one's not so nice. It's time to put some points on the bell-end board.
A bell-end? You're a bell-end, mate. Look, bell-end 1, bell-end 2, big veiny bell-end over here.
For calling out somebody, Daddy, I want to give Effie 10 points. It's not really too much. It's a warning, if you will. You sound like every disgruntled employee ever. I'll never shop here again. 2 weeks later, here you are.
Testing day.
Mm-hmm. There it goes. But again, it is what it is, bro. You're upset. You have a right to be, but at the same time, shut the fuck up. You don't need to talk about all your shit on a podcast. It's not necessary.
It's not.
Boys, anybody?
JD from New York.
Hey.
You get that. Like, I understand where you're coming from, but at the same time, you've become something that you used to be against. So, get it together.
Get it together. Like that. DC, anybody for you?
Honestly, I'm actually, for once, and I know this is going to shock you, I'm positive right now. No.
Hey! I
ain't got nobody.
I like positivity. Speaking of positivity, let's roll this over. It's time to give out some good points. It's time to find out who's a bruv.
Brother.
Points. Who's a bruv?
You know what? I'm going to give 25 to AJ. Boom!
Hey! Oh, yeah, chocolate chunk cookie.
You know what? This man had a broken foot before.
Hey!
Before he wrestled. He still got in there and put on a match.
Like a real worker. Foot.
On a broken freaking foot.
That needs to be a t-shirt.
I like that.
And you know what? And a lot of people are criticizing the match, this, that, and the other. It did what it was supposed to do. It got a bunch of eyes on AEW.
Yeah.
These Costco guys, I didn't know who the fuck they were 2 months ago.
Right.
Now they're everywhere. You know what? It did what it was supposed to do. People are criticizing QT. Leave QT alone. He did what he was supposed to do.
Mm-hmm.
He played his part.
He
played it well.
Perfectly.
Don't hate QT.
And I got points.
Let's go.
I got 30.
Oh.
For Chelsea Green.
Oh. Okay.
For who?
I can't. You got to say it. Say it, Rob,
Chelsea Green.
She has gotten that shit over. Like, she started. We all know how talented she is.
Oh yeah.
She got over like hell. Like even the fans now are starting to really get behind her.
Mm-hmm.
And like her charisma is great. I think honestly, if they don't put the women's U.S. title on her, that'd be one of Triple H's biggest mistakes.
100%.
1,000%.
I mean, she is beyond entertaining, And honestly, I got another 30 to award to the Street Profits.
Hey, all right.
I'm digging what they're doing. They're kind of dropping the happy-go-lucky. Now they're getting more serious. SmackDown's tag scene right now has gotten pretty good.
Yes, I've agreed. Fully agreed. We're giving points to guys that are coming up out of nowhere. I wouldn't say out of nowhere, but are coming up, going down to good performances. Let's give 25 to Kyle Fletcher for his big win over Will Ospreay. Absolutely deserving of it. Like I said, the clouds are the kid's ceiling. There is no ceiling for him. Let's see how high he can go, and hopefully he lands softly. And that's all I got for points. That's all I got this week. So, with that being said, thank y'all for joining us this week. Hope we watch you harder than Effie's comments about Shad Khan, Rock Tony Khan. Hey, I had to go there. So, before we get on out of here, let's find out what the boys and I are up to on a brand new small segment of Click Talk. $59.40. All right, boys. So, real quick and easy before I let y'all get into your things, as you can tell, as I've been plugging it. D-Rob did a little pluggage too. The Full Gear review is out. It's a couple days late. That's my bad. It's out though for your watching and listening pleasure. Immediately later on this morning. Full Gear is going to drop this morning. Later on this afternoon, you're going to get this one right here, the Max Wrestling, the final TSK takeover until we're needed again, because we're always here when we're needed. And then right after that, next week, we got Survivor Series. So the pay-per-view review train is a choo-chooing along. And I know I've been kind of throwing it out there as ideas. There's a couple of ideas I got for end of the year shows. One of them possibly being a nice little political clash. So, and then another one being how we can fix AEW. But those aren't confirmed yet, so don't go fucking writing down your calendars and getting excited and emailing me angry stuff. Just wait for it. We'll figure it out. But before we get into all the other stuff, DC, a new episode of The Pundit dropped. What else is going down?
We just did our weekly review with me, Paul Morales, Mike Larkin, and Mr. Charisma. He joined us this week.
Heyo.
Mike should be dropping that shortly.
Love it.
Mike and I are going to be recording next week the first episode of our new season, where we discuss one of the most controversial characters in WWE history and one of the most underrated, in my opinion, Muhammad Hassan.
Oh, I thought you were going to say the Mountie. Sorry, I got excited.
And, somebody who I think WWE could have done a lot more with Hassan. Still say it to this day. So,
I'm excited
that's
for that
coming
one.
soon. Pundit, another episode might be dropping this weekend, might push back till next week. All depends.
All depends. Make sure you're locked in, though, right? That's how we get down to know the nonsense. Rob, the Black Hearts went into the pop culture world. What else is going down?
We took a swerve, because we swerve when we drive.
Hey.
We dropped an episode, The Chronicles of Diddy, if you will. That's live right now on Mike's YouTube page. We went over some of the court cases and some of the legal troubles he's had. We reviewed the infamous Making the Band scene, where he sent the kids to go walk 3 hours one way and 3 hours back to go get cheesecake. It was horrendous. But that episode is up now. Actually, tomorrow we will have our predictions on Survivor Series, and next week, probably around this time as well, we'll have our predictions for NXT Heatwave. Predictions coming fast. We've got a couple of ideas for the end of the year too. We've got at least a couple, maybe another 2-3 shows in the chamber, ready to get out there into the world. If you want to follow us on any of the social media, linktree/BlackHeartsEBD3. We got the YouTube, we got the Twitter. We don't call it X here. Fuck you, Elon.
That's right.
Instagram. We're even on the TikTok now. We have invaded the TikTok.
The TikTok.
So, the TikTok, yes. We are on that platform as well. If you want to follow me, linktree/hey, it's Rob. But I'll probably be busy eating leftovers this weekend, so I may take a couple days to get back to you.
Leftovers are plenty, as it should be, because that's what it is. If we haven't said so already, happy Thanksgiving. Thank y'all for joining us. But before all that, for going on with us, as I already said, this is the last TSK takeover for a little bit. Daz returns next week. But again, that doesn't mean the TSK ain't going anywhere. I talked about a couple of the reviews that we're going to be bringing your way. Some more stuff from me with December's going down. We've got some fun footy talk happening your way. And like I said, there's a lot of fun stuff. You never know what's going to happen going down between Mike Larkin's site and over here on Max Wrestling. You never know what kind of collaboration we can come up with. So make sure you're following all the socials to be in tune with it all. Follow us on the Evil X machine. As he says, it's not no Twitter no more. Or I should say, it is Twitter, not Evil X. Fucking flip the script. Max Wrestling UK, Captain 512, SMR Podnet, Suck it, Elon. And of course, check out the beautifully done website, maxwrestlingnet.weebly.com. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, follow button, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and of course, right here on the beautiful YouTubes. Then that's going to do it for the TSK. We'll leave you with the only thing that we can leave you with, which is the main event of the evening. The Max Wrestling World Championship is on the line in Beer's first defense, and it's against none other than the man that hosted the show with us last week, the podcast machine, Mike Larkin. So make sure you join us next week for the return of the captain on his birthday as he defends the dual championship against Cypher. Now, Mark Henry, do your thing.
It's time for the main event.
Previously on the Max Wrestling Podcast.
Mr. Larkin, don't think I've forgotten about you. I know your insecurities. I know how insecure you are. Like I said last week, you're gonna be a machine without any power. Because the power is in my hands. World Heavyweight Championship.
You know, Beer, you want to talk about my insecurities. It's not cockiness. It's confidence. I have done things that this brand, that this product, that this podcast couldn't even sniff. I've been on websites. I've been on events. I've been on Roku. I've been on Tubi. I have done more in my 8 years as a podcaster than this podcast has done in 8 years. And that is not to disparage the hard work and the overall aptitude that our fine Captain Dazzy Lee has done and put himself through. But when Beer is the champion in the face of your product and your brand, then you know that your product and your brand is in the shitter. Now I ask you, who's the bad guy here? The guy who grinds and put his nose to the grindstone to make a profit, or a guy who grinds and puts his nose to the grindstone to win a championship, a non-existent championship that is based off a graphic? This whole thing is to put you over, and it's hard goddamn work, but I gotta congratulate you, because through all the banter, through all the tit for tats, you passed the practice exam. But at Promo Series, this is your final test. Who truly has the insecurities? Who truly has the inaccuracies? You know, I'm done talking to you, Beer. We'll do our talking and discussion at Promo Series. We'll go through that battle. And hell, son, this ain't even a battle. This is a war. But I don't want to talk to you anymore. I want to talk to you, Mama Beer. Mike Larkin, podcast machine, greatness personified. Pleased to make your acquaintance. Now, Mama Beer, I actually like your son. He's a little naive. He's a little delusional. And he's in denial. And denial is not just the river in Egypt. Hold on a second here, Mama Beer. I got you covered. Let me tell you something, honey. I know you're going to be very upset. I got the Kleenex ready for you. You're going to be crying. You're going to be very emotional, much like your son, because I'm going to take the one thing that is the most important thing in his life, and that is that Max Wrestling World Heavyweight Championship. He's going to learn, because when you think of the best, when you think of absolute excellence, when you think of the personification, you think of Mike Larkin. And that's just the way it is. That's how the world goes round. And I'm going to put everything back to where it needs to be. This brand, this championship, and most importantly all, sanity in itself. It all goes down at Promo Series. And Promo Series starts now.
And now, our feature presentation.
about time you showed up.
Of course I'm going to show up. It's promo series. This is the night, and it's worth the wait. I don't do it on your terms, on your time. I do this on Mike Larkin's time. And, Beer, we've discussed this weeks ago, and I'm going to reiterate it again to you. Why don't you just give me the belt? Let's be honest with us. Why don't you just give me the belt? You're delaying the inevitable. Just hand it over. Give it to me. When you think of real world champions, when you think of championship material, this is the face. This is the image. This is the overall essence of what Max Wrestling truly represents. So come on, Beer. Just give me the championship.
So you want me to give up something that I fought for a long time for?
Hey, it'll be easier on you.
Screw you. You're gonna have to kill me if it's to take this championship from me. And you can bank on that. Because this match, you're just completely wasting my time. Do you remember the last time that we met?
Oh, I remember.
You disappeared for a few weeks.
That I do, but hey, man, sometimes you need to disappear and to reappear, and that means so much more. You see, ever since I've come back, I have meant so much more. Desperate times call for desperate measures. That means I am the desperate man in the situation. I'm the most dangerous man. You just win a championship after coming back after what, 7 years? And who cares? Nobody even knew your name. All they knew you were was Daz's friend. You talk about me being the machine with no power. Brother, I'm the podcast machine. When you think of legendary status, when you think of God mode, when you just think of the man, brother, I am the man.
Well, I must be the man if I got this around my shoulder. What have you got?
Former television champion, former knowledge champion, former promo champion, former everything.
And? Where's the big one? Because you've never won the big one, haven't you?
Well, I'm about to win.
And that, my friend, is eating you alive. You're about as insecure as anyone I've ever known. And you're desperate to take this from me? You've got another thing coming.
Well, I'm just saying. Hand me that championship. You know it's inevitable. So come on, Pierre. We can just forget about all the pleasantries. The words are done. The time for talking is over. It's now the time to go to war. So the war could be over just like that. If you just come on, Pierre.
So if I hand you this, it's over, right?
It's over. The pain, everything, pressure's off.
Pressure's off. Pressure's off. You're about as dumb as I thought you were. Do you think I'm going to hand this to you? And you've got that. Fetch me a beer. If you think that I'm going to hand you absolutely anything, the only thing that I'm going to hand you a promo series is a reality check. All your insecureness will all be exposed. And let me tell you, I'm going to be the main one laughing when I beat you a promo series. And that is not an insult, my friend. That's just reality.
Oh my God, this dude is just crazy.
Step right up, step right up. This is your world heavyweight champion. You know who I am. Step right up. And we are now entering the Michael Larkin Circus for your guilty pleasure. I mean, who wanna watch this slop? Come on. So now, you are coming with me, and we're gonna enter the circus. And everyone knows that describes his podcast. So anyway, you are coming with the champ. And and we're gonna actually witness absolute stupidity at its finest.
Okay. Okay.
Either you rise or you fall. Rise or you fall. Either you rise or you fall.
Ted Pitanero, Moni Lynn, Zach Herring, The Demoness, Daniel Crimmins, and now you, Robert Davis. My path has been chosen. Robert Davis, this road will lead you to unsuccessful endeavors and irrelevancy, while this road will lead me straight to Promo Series.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow.
Peace, tranquility, and serenity. I like to come out here and think.
But how we look at anything, how about we look at the real, true Michael Larkin? To everyone in Max, he doesn't give a damn about any of you. All he cares about is himself. And you know what? I'm going to be a man of the people. I'm going to be the champion until I decide when I'm going to lose this championship. Mr. Larkin, you have no idea what world you just stepped into. So it's going to be called Shoot to Kill Promo Series. And when I hit, I don't miss.
Can I help you with something?
In due time.
And Larkin, you know where to come find me. I'm at your little clown circus. And this is something that I've wanted to do to you for a long, long time. You see, the little whooping I gave you in my return match, and then I put Max back on the map where it belongs. This is what I think of you. I think you're a nerd. I think you're pathetic. You're a waste of my time. What makes you think that you deserve to take this World Heavyweight Championship from me? I mean, come on. I'm the heavyweight champion of the world. How many world championships have you won in Max? Oh, let me think. Think. 0. Why? Because you're a loser. You cannot get the job done. And let me look around this little, let me look around. Oh, loser. There's a person outside there. Loser. How about the little ladies on your podcast? Losers. Your podcasts anyway. Mid.
You found him. Demoness! My son is coming home.
There you are. Found ya.
I'm the brightest of the bright. I shine like the sun. Your promo career is over in 3, 2, 1.
You are everything that people hate. People think they love you. But they hate you. I hate people who love you. And believe me, I hate them all.
What has happened to me? I deserve this. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. The error of my ways have caught up with me. It's not about me anymore. And isn't it funny that it all started at promo series, and now it all ends at promo series? Okay, Beer. Go ahead. Go ahead, do it. Do it. Hit me. Hit me.
You are everything I hate. And sadly, I'm going to have to put you down. wanted it. Here it is.
I can't be who you are. 3, 2, 1.